put my 2 cents in on this Timothée Chalamet ballet opera comment. Which was a wild thing to say. I think the wildest thing about what he said was, I'm going to lose 14 cents of ad revenue for saying this. That was wild. Anyway, so that comment was really hilarious. But to me, the first thing that came to my mind was some wise words by the eternal poet, Megan Thee Stallion. Cocky AF, everything, Bobby pop in my face like my body, you name it, I got it. Cocky AF, bitch, you know I'm conceited. You're a hoe, wanna be me, you wanna eat it. That's what I think is what's going through Timothée Chalamet's head, okay? So let's get started talking about this. I think that you guys have projected this image onto Timothée Chalamet, maybe because he started off in Call Me By Your Name, of this like kind of soft boy, art boy kind of type, like A24, like artsy fartsy kind of type. But I don't think that's ever been who he is. I think Timothée has probably always been like a jock, a bro and a jock who also happens to like theater and happens to be really fucking good at it as well, you know, and who also, but I think he brings that bro competitive energy to a field that typically people are there's much less bravado in it, right? It's much more sort of soft and much more dedication to the art, willing to go to great lengths to the art. And it's not that he's not willing to do those things, but he's willing to do those things, but afterwards he is going to talk his shit. And that is what it is, you know? And the thing is, you have to understand, this is a kid who came out of the gate getting lauded, right? He came out of the gate at 19 being lauded as one of the greatest actors or greatest, most promising actors of all time. So obviously his ego is going to be gigantic, and because his talent has never seriously been questioned, and his acclaim has only increased over time. That, I think, probably creates a person who feels very comfortable speaking confidently about things and doesn't really care what other people think and is not going to be that sensitive to other people's opinions. And the other thing too that I found out is that he's got family who are in ballet. So while it makes what he said that much more insensitive, it also is going to make him that much more unapologetic about it. He probably is saying it because he probably feels like he has the authority to speak on it. And that's why he doubled down and said, oh, well, I guess I just lost 14 cents of ad revenue, which is a crazy comment, you know? And I think that this idea of who Timothée Chalamet is and versus who he actually is, I think y'all need to wake up. I mean, didn't we already go through this with the whole Kylie Jenner of it all? Listen, like, at the end of the day, like, he likes hot girls. Like, you know, that's it. Like, you know, he's a bro. He's a jock, you know? And I think that Timothée Chalamet and Kylie Jenner have a shared love of Black culture and actually rap culture. And I think that if you really think about the fact that Timothée really does enjoy rap. I mean, I remember him doing a little thing with Kendrick Lamar before Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. Like, he really loves rap music. And if you think about rap culture and the bravado and the grandiosity that is like expected and fundamental to it, I think that there's components of that Timothée has adopted and is trying to bring into the acting field. But the acting field is not like about that sort of direct power. And so people is coming across the wrong way. But at the same time, I also think that in America in general, we want to elevate people to a certain level, but when they start talking about the level that they've been elevated to, there is always an impulse to try to tear them down and criticize them and cancel them. And I think that that is something that as a culture we need to examine. Obviously, his antics on the Marty Supreme press tour have been pretty absurd, and he's trying to position himself as like, you know, greatest of all time generational actor. And, you know, again, that bravado works in rap culture, but in acting, it does come across wrong. And to be honest, I think this ballet opera comment is gonna threaten his Oscar prospect for Marty Supreme, because I do think that the Academy may shy away from that type of thing, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna actually affect Timothy's star. I was thinking, like, is this actually gonna affect him in the long run? No, not really. You know what I mean? He's gonna go on, continue to be who he is, continue to say what he wants to say, but also he's a really good actor, so he's gonna continue to act his ass off and get them awards and do what he needs to do, you know, and he's also going to stay with his hot bitch, Kylie. That's it. The real issue here is I think the internet has a construct of who they think Timothée Chalamet is that is not consistent with who he actually is. And once you stop thinking about him as like an artsy, tortured poet type and think about him more like a frat boy who can act his ass off, then suddenly everything clicks and everything makes sense. And that's what I got to say about that, okay? So that's my 10 cents. I hope you guys enjoy. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.